Okay. I think we're live. That's excellent. All right. Welcome to the Stellaris show. I am going to double check to make sure this works correctly. That this is working correctly. I'm actually going to close out my browser and reopen it. Let's see here. Go to YouTube. Let's see. Go live and okay. It says I'm live. So now it's probably gonna show. Okay, so it's muted. Okay, good. All right, welcome to the Stellaris show, guys. You know, obviously this is kind of, I wouldn't say emergency, but yeah, this is an unplanned stream. We got a huge drop from Paradox, you know, for Stellaris. A lot to unpack, a lot. So I immediately, you know, I felt obligated to do this stream, but I also want to because the news that's coming through the pipe is pretty damn exciting. I don't know if any of you saw it. I'm sure most of you did, are aware. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mic. Are aware that Stellaris, that the Steam news just dropped a that BioGenesis was just announced as long with Season 9 and another DLC, which I'm also excited about. Actually, to be honest, I haven't been this excited for non-expansion DLC in a long time. I got to be honest. Hey, how's it going? Now I have talked a lot of shit about Stellaris. I really have. I need to leave. Yeah, I need to leave Discord. Because we're gonna, yeah, so, in fact, probably be better if I just quit that completely. I do not need to be in Discord. Give me a second here. By the way, guys, with your guys' help and dedication and loyalty, whatever you want to call it, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart because I am streaming to you on my new computer. And actually, and I'm going to unmute this to make sure that my voice is coming through. Can you hear me? If anybody can tell me that you can hear me, please tell me now. I really want to know. So yeah, like, let's go ahead and unmute and see if you'll hear me double talk for a second there. By the way, thanks for the super chat, Zoma. I appreciate it. Me now. I really want to know. Okay, good. It works. It all works. I can't fucking believe it, guys. I'll have to edit that out. That's fine. Wow. Okay. Man. So thank you so much. We have arrived, guys. My computer works. Not only does it works way better. Now, my last computer in the States is a little better specs-wise. It's got a better graphics card. But actually, I think this actually even has more hard drive space than that one does. Just the graphics card isn't as... It's a 4060 where the one back at home is a 4080. So it's a beast. But these are very similar computers. This is very similar in power. It's just slightly less powerful. So I have a really good rig here, guys. And it actually didn't cost me as much as my last rig cost me. So anyway, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so glad that this worked out. And it's so nice. And I haven't crashed once, guys. The crashes are gone. It's great. You know, sound issues, no sound issues so far. Now, you might hear me cutting out here and there a little bit. It is what it is. You know, I'll have to iron this out as I go. But I just want to say thank you guys. And also, if I'm too loud, I apologize. I'm going to obviously be checking this out, you know, after the fact and playing this back to make sure that I didn't sound like shit. But it doesn't seem like I sound like shit. So, but yeah, if I'm too loud, if I'm cutting out, please, if there's any sound issues at all, please let me know immediately so I can fix them. Yeah, so it is March 26, 2025. I know I'm doing preliminary here, but I had to because I had to make that announcement, guys. You are seeing me now on my new machine, on my new equipment, and I couldn't have done it without your guys' encouragement and support. It means so much to me. Now, I didn't directly get this machine because of you guys. Yeah. I didn't directly get this equipment because of you guys. Basically, we have a family member to thank for that situation happening. But you guys did help, technically. Those checks did come in. And, you know, I have been getting money from YouTube a little bit here and there this whole time. I get about, to be completely transparent, I get about $150 every 2 months. I mean, and that's nothing to scoff at. I mean, hey, that's my electric bill, right? That gets paid for. And I actually am getting a tax refund of $20. Isn't that hilarious? The taxes, that was a pain in the butt. I actually need to call them and see if I can get some kind of refund on that because I don't feel like I got what I paid for there. But that's another issue. Totally unrelated to Stellaris. So let's get back to Stellaris, man. Huge news. Season 9 was announced. Okay, now, I don't know how you feel about the season thing. I have mixed feelings about it. I kind of actually don't like it at all, the concept, because it seems to be moving in the direction of the live service bullshit. I am not a fan of live service. I'm not a fan of over monetization. And we'll get into that in a second, because that is one of the issues that I have with this drop. So the other thing I want to say is that I've decided, like I said in my post, I'm not going to pursue beta 4.0 at this time. I'm just going to crack it open when it gets released and tell you guys my thoughts about it. Yeah, so that's the thing. Okay, so by the way, for you Philippines people, I did have to pay a massive import fee to get this computer. But you know what? That's what I had to do. It was either that or pay almost as much money to get my old rig shipped here, which could have gotten damaged or destroyed. And so, you know what? I'll take this. This is fine. And also, I get to plug this into the wall. This is 220 volt that I'm playing with right now. No problems. I had a day of frustration, and that was it. I had sound issues with my mic. I couldn't use my mic, but then I switched USB ports. But anyway, I know. I'm all over the place, guys. I'm super excited. All right. So I'm super excited mainly about this computer. Also been solving some food, body issues, like health issues that I was having recently. So I found a solution to that finally. The truth is I really can't eat too much at a time or drink too much at a time because of, what I, because I ate too much growing up. So my stomach doesn't like that anymore. Anyway, but I found a solution to that finally. So as long as I eat moderately, eat a little bit, I don't eat too much at once, I'm okay. I don't doze off and want to go to sleep randomly in my stream. I don't want to, I'm not as irritable as I usually am. And I feel better. Another thing that I had to do was I kind of had to give up red meat. But anyway, all right, let's get into my reaction. Sorry about this, guys. It's just a lot of news at once. I've been dark for a little bit. This is why, because I've been setting up this computer. So, in fact, you know what? I'm going to put a timestamp to when I actually start talking about BioGenesis so people can click on that if they want to skip all this shit. So, and you know what? I'm going to do the rest of these announcements. We'll talk more about this stuff at the end of the video. So, all right. So let's get into it. Season 9 dropped. Okay. Like I said, I have issue with the live service model. I think it's a bad model. I don't think they should be doing it. I think that's a step in the wrong direction. However, what is a step in the right direction is doing exactly what I said they should do, and that is work on genetic ascension. They did exactly that. I almost want to pull the video up and play it for you guys. But if you want to know what I'm talking about, watch my How to Save Stellaris in 2024 video. In there, I gave my recommendations as to what kind of expansions, what they could expand on moving forward, and what kind of issues and things that they could make DLC content for moving forward. So, and it looks like they've done exactly that. Now, obviously, I don't have that kind of hubris and arrogance to suggest that they made that decision because of what I said. The truth is, they probably had made this decision a long time ago. It's just a hilarious coincidence, right? I think it's just hilariously ironic. But you know what? Hey, if nothing else, it's still a good thing because it tells me that they actually care and they're actually thinking about this stuff a little bit. So, and do have these things on their mind. So that does give me a little hope, I gotta say. I've been pretty negative about Stellaris for the past few months, I know. I have been, but a lot of us have been. Stellaris, up until now, has not really been going in a good direction. It really hasn't been. Let's face it. Now, some people disagree with me. You know, my How to Save Stellaris video was the most controversial video I made. It got a 70% like ratio. But honestly, I think, if it wasn't true, if what I said in that video didn't have merit, it would have had a 20% like ratio, which means a lot of people agree with me, and that's good enough for me. You're gonna have deniers and whatever, especially those elitists that are like, oh, why don't you have 300,000 fleet power by year 30? Yeah, I don't know, dude. My answer is Monday. So to that. Anyway, anyway, so let's read into this, okay? So we're going to look at BioGenesis first because that is the closest one. This one's going to be released in May, so next month on the 5th, 2025, okay? And then I believe Stellaris 4.0, it's going to drop very soon, or it may drop on this date as well. I don't know about that. I'd have to go look. But we're just going to look at BioGenesis right now. We all know about 4.0. It's old news. This is hot, okay? So about this content. Evolution had its chance. Now it's our turn. In Stellaris, BioGenesis step into the role of master geneticist, sculpting the galaxy to your design with living ships, engineer ecosystems, and enhanced species. Forge new paths with unparalleled bioengineering tools to create a civilization that thrives on adaptability and evolution, or exploit these tools to dominate the stars. Okay, that was a lot of words there. But basically, you know, when I first read this, I was like, oh my God, they did it. They actually did it. And it turns out they did. So beware. The wonders of the life may harbor unforeseen dangers, including ancient threats lurking in the depths of space. The line between creator and creation blurs as you unravel the mysteries of life itself, unlocking the power to forge a living weapon capable of reshaping the galaxy or devouring it. So, yeah, very enticing. So, key features: overhauled genetic ascension. There we go, guys. Awesome. You did a thing, Paradox. You did a thing. Good job. That's my first reaction on that. Good job, Paradox. Definitely good job on that. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to have the hubris to say they took my advice. No, they were probably planning on this for a while, but at least we're on the same page. At least you're on the same page now. So good job. Keep it up. Don't change. Don't start making garbage DLCs again. I'm sorry, guys. Like, come on. Okay, Grand Archive. Okay, argue with me on that. That's fine. It's not my thing. I know a lot of people that do like it. Okay, fine. We can let let's be generous and let Grand Archive slide. I don't want to, but you know what? Fine. Grand Archive, I think, does have its place. It's debatable. It's a matter of opinion. It is a matter of opinion whether or not space fauna actually needed some love, or if that was even more important than some of the other stuff that they need to pay attention to, which is my issue with it, is that, dude, you're working on this when there's all this other stuff that you should be working on, or that is more important, that's been impacting the game more. Yeah, I think space fauna can wait. But, that's my official opinion on Grand Archive. I don't hate it. I think definitely it has value for players, and I've heard good things about it, but it's just not for me. I'm not a fan of space fauna, so it's just like I'm not a fan of RP. But some people really are. I respect it. It's fine. So respect, but I think we can all agree that the other DLC that they've come out with have just been absolute stinkers. Irrelevant stinkers. Not just stinkers, but irrelevant. Like, nobody cares about cosmic storms. Nobody. I'm not gonna be nice here. I'm not gonna be nice about this, because I've been nice before. I think I'm done being nice, because it's pretty clear that, maybe they're learning. Who knows? We're not gonna know what's on the other side of the curtain. But no, cosmic storms, like, irrelevant. Nobody gives a shit about cosmic storms. You mean that annoying stuff that slows my ships down? No. I don't need that expanded on. I don't need that given any love at all when warfare sucks and is a faulty system, and war exhaustion is terribly developed and not even hasn't been worked on for years. With that going on, with UI issues going on, like, it takes me 5 to 10 seconds to click on the little tiny slider bar on my outliner to get it to move down. But when you got stuff like that going on, come on. Okay? We don't need to pay attention to cosmic storms. There's other more important stuff that needs to get fixed. Yeah, okay, if you need to gate it behind money, if you need money to do it, okay, fine. Make it a DLC. I don't agree with that. Let's be clear. I don't agree with that method of monetization. But you know what? I would pay for some quality of life improvements over not having them at all, to be honest. I don't mind paying you for your work if you're doing good work. That's kind of my point. Though we're going to get into pay here for a second, because I do have some beef with that. But anyway, yeah, cosmic storms and astral planes, man. Now, that looked maybe a little bit more interesting. Make archaeology great again, or great for the first time. I never thought it was really great. I never thought that mechanic was great, or even needed. Honestly, I don't even know what it was doing there sometimes. But I guess it is a part of sci-fi and the whole thing. I mean, there are a lot of Star Trek episodes about them finding artifacts and stuff and things like that. Okay, I get it. It's a sci-fi trope. It's got to be in there. But really, it's not a big deal, but man, I have heard so many complaints about that, and then you look at the reviews, I'm like, dude, I ain't touching that. I ain't paying for that. Not if I'm going to have that kind of experience, right? I mean, most people I talk to about Astral Storms, including, and other YouTubers I've watched, they all say the Astral Planes is a stinker. Now, I might try it just for shits and giggles, maybe someday. Well, I have thought about, guys, getting the subscription just to make content off of getting a subscription and telling you guys my thoughts about it on what it's like. Playing, basically, I want to have a playing with everything run, or like all the ridiculous stuff that Paradox has come out with for Stellaris. I'm going to use it all and play a game with it and see if I can even survive, or if it's any more fun or not, or how much worse it is. Because I tell you, there's some features in Stellaris that I do not play with because they absolutely tick me off, or they did. But I thought about, just for the lulz, just for you guys, I would put myself through that pain. So I thought about that. But anyway, side note there. So up until this point, Paradox has been sliding backwards. I think I can safely say that. This is a step in the right direction. Now, it doesn't stop there though. The good news, here's the other good news about this. Biological ships. How long have we been asking for that? I've been asking for that, not as strongly as other things, but dude, yeah, I want to make Species 8472. Raise your hand if you want to make Species 8472. I can imagine the hands going up right now. Everybody knows who Species 8472 is. I'm sure anybody who's played Stellaris that's ever watched Star Trek has like, God, why can't I make Species 8472? Why can't I have bioships? Like, I mean, yeah. So now Species 8472 is at least going to be a possibility as far as a theme build that you can play. And you know me, I'm all about I've always been all about the theme builds. But you know that this is going to give me even more content now. So you know I'm excited about this. So biological ships, badly needed niche that needed to be filled. Good job, Paradox, on that. So now you took long enough to do it. That's my other gripe here, is that this should have happened a long time ago. They should have put this out a long time ago. Both genetic ascension and biological ships. They should have hammered down on that a long time ago. So, yeah, command living fleets that evolve alongside your empire, customize these genetic marvels for specialized roles, from ferocious battleships to adaptable support vessels, each capable of empowering allies and weaknesses in the foe. Now, that's pretty vague. But the other reason that biological ships is exciting, but also there's a little bit of fear attached to that for me, is that it really looks like with this DLC, at least with this DLC, we are going to see a huge shakeup in the ship meta. We might. So be prepared, guys. I don't know if they'll do it in 4.0 or if it'll just be exclusive to this DLC, but be prepared for a fleet, meta shakeup, a major one, if possibly. If they do make different types of ships, but honestly, at this point, man, I think I'm so done with the current fleet meta. Even my own meta that I put out. I put my ship design video. Look, I love that video. I do love carriers, but you know what, man? I don't want to do carriers every goddamn game. But right now, the way warfare is, I have to, because if I don't, then all the computer does is get spam frigates. They put photon launchers on them, and I lose every single time. Every single time. The only other way I lose if I do carriers is if I have a bunch of cruisers and I haven't made battleships yet, and they come out with battleships with X-Lot weapons. That's the other way they beat me, at least in fleet battles, or they just have a higher number than me. But that's a separate issue. That's something else that they definitely need to work on, that they have not worked on this whole time. They have acknowledged it, at least. I remember they did a piece on Doomstacks. I guess that's what that phenomenon is. I don't think that's completely accurate, though. So, man, I have a lot of energy today. I mean, I'm excited, guys. This is exciting stuff. When I get excited, I have more energy, to talk about shit. So, player crisis path. We've got Behemoth Fury. Let them fight. Breed an unstoppable biological monster and unleash it on an unsuspecting galaxy. So, that's pretty cool. So I get to make the blob? Nice. That sounds cool, man. I definitely, yeah. My only problem with Crisis... See, this is my problem with the Crisis, okay? They need to tone down how much it costs. They really do. They need to make it easier to get into early and mid-game, man. The way Crisis paths are right now, I can't even get into them because... To get into them requires, unless I'm doing an exploit or a gimmick, it requires me to, play up until 2500, basically. and forego other avenues of beating the game in favor of that one. Now, I could do that. In fact, I am about ready to just be like, you know what? F this. I am only winning by this crisis path until it's done. I almost decided to do that with one game, but it got ruined by another issue that Paradox badly needs to fix. And if they don't fix it, I'm not gonna say the absolutes right now. I'm not gonna make any promises, but man, there have been a couple times recently where I have really felt the wrath, and I've really felt like, man, that's it. I'm fucking done with Stellaris because of this issue. Oh, thank you, Straight Evolution. Thank you, bud. I really appreciate you, man. Hop on my Discord sometime, man. Let's talk sometime, dude. I like your comments, man. I appreciate your support. But hey, if you don't want to get on Discord, I get that too, man. I'm just glad to have you here. It's good to talk to you, man. But yeah, Mike is much better. That's very good to hear. But yeah, man, like, I'm telling you, I got to be honest with you guys. If it weren't for you guys, dude, I would have uninstalled Stellaris already over this issue. The fucking Federation issue, man. That's what it's been. I am so sick of it. It is overpowered, it is unbalanced, and it's not fair. And it's not fair at all. Like, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. The way the computer uses it is just stupid. You should not be able to start amassing fleets like that, and you should not be able to have fleets that much bigger in proportion to your fleet command limit. Like, that is so dumb, if nothing else. Like, so the issue that I'm talking about right now, Straight Evolution, is that right now the way federations are set up, you'll get, I've been getting into these games for the past year or so since they made the federation changes, where I'll play for a few hours just to have the game ruined by a federation start that spawns somewhere in the in the galaxy. But I'm actually, but yeah, we're discussing BioGenesis right now. We're covering that. So, but the current issue I'm discussing right now is the Federation issue, the overpowered Federation start issue, where the computer could just have a Federation start in my galaxy. I won't know it until I've wasted hours of playtime just to have my game ruined by a fleet that's 4 or 5 times bigger than my biggest fleet. And there's no fucking way that I could possibly do anything there's nothing I could do. I'm powerless. Unless I'm in a federation myself, but that's even then. Dude, there's nothing I could do. That is just way too unbalanced. That's impossible, okay? Unless I'm doing an exploit or a gimmick. I don't do those, okay? I just want to play normally. I want to play legitly, okay? And well, let's see, that's the other issue, Straight. I've tried to join these federations. I have tried. It's almost impossible because of the way the mechanics are right now. You have to have the moons aligned, or they need to invite you on their own. And that hardly ever happens. Most of the time, I end up at odds with them. They become a bigger and bigger power block. They take more and more empires, until it is basically impossible for me to win or to get number 1 on the leaderboard. It really is. Now, sometimes I overpower them. I've had a few games, but honestly, I can count on one hand the times, but I can count on one hand the times where I have beaten them in war and I have overpowered federations, and I've been that successful. One of them was my vampire empire, my vampire technocracy that I showcased to you guys. I had the same federation bullshit. I thought about quitting. I'm like, I'll play it out, and I whooped their ass because that build is so powerful. Okay, and look, this might be a skill issue, but I highly doubt it. I really do. I mean, it's just simple math. When an empire can have a fleet of 100,000 and 3 times the command limit that you have, when you can only have a third of that command limit, how is that fair? How is that fair? It's not. And Not to mention that you have 3 empires worth of shipbuilding power against one empire. And then when you've got the computer's bonuses on top of that, that makes it even more impossible. Yeah, so we'll get into that in a second. Hey, by the way, welcome, operator. Private military contractor, VTuber, nice, nice. I wonder what's like being a VTuber, but so you're an operator. I wonder if you're like special forces or SEALs, or maybe you're even Delta. Who knows? But I have mad respect for those guys. I was in Fort Bragg for a few years. Yeah, I mean, they're put this way. I had buddies. I had buddies in my unit that basically were getting yoinked by special forces on a regular basis. To go to a group, and they guys in my units would pass selection and they get yeeted out, and I wouldn't see them again. Yeah, so that was a regular thing. If you're anybody in the 82nd will tell you that's a thing that goes on. They do like to recruit from that unit for sure. Since we're there and they can see us, and we're there all the time. We're there living there with them. So yeah, it's kind of makes sense. Anyway, side note for you fans and for you veterans out there. But anyway, welcome. Like the engagement so far. But yeah, back to Crisis Path. So we'll talk about money in a second. We are going to talk about money, guys. Don't off click if you're waiting for me to talk about money. I have to do this in some kind of order. I'm not trying to waste your time here, but I'm trying to stay on track. It's just, this is a stream also. So if you're not a fan of long form, then probably shouldn't be watching a stream, right? Season pass is probably the best deal. If you get new DLCs from a Steam key site, it's usually only a few bucks off. Oh, it'll launch anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess just for me, the other one, I don't want to support the live service model. And then 2, I also don't want to pay for content that I haven't received already, or that I haven't, received already. So, but yeah, so let's talk about the price. So it says Behemoth Fury, let them fight. So basically it sounds here like the new Crisis Path, you're going to be able to make something like the Blob, from that not 80s movie, or you're going to be able to make like, an intergalactic or interstellar space, huge behemoth space monster. That sounds cool. I mean, there's plenty of movies with those kind of things in it. You had there was a I think it was called Slither. There was a movie. It was kind of a B movie, slightly B movie, but it was gross. It was pretty gross, but it was basically, the idea was this evil alien entity or biological monster landed on Earth and started infecting everyone and turning everyone into itself. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it was a horror movie. But anyway, so there was that, and then I mean, you got stuff like that out there. So this is another niche that needed to be filled. That, yeah, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it. I did. I forgot what the exact name of that movie. Basically they had the worms, they crawled in people's mouths and stuff. Is gross. Yeah, it was really gross. Stuff that I don't really want to talk about on YouTube. But but I mean, some of you could probably name that movie. If you do, please do so. I appreciate it. But yeah, and by the way, Straight Evolution, I want to thank you personally for being a member, man, as always. And having that star, that's great, man. I just want to show my appreciation for that. You're one of the first. You're one of the first. Hey, so we got Origins. I am huge on Origins. And so like Slither. Is it Slither? I think it is Slither. Yeah. it starred you know the guy who played Merle in Walking Dead? That guy co-starred or was a star in there, and then the guy who did Firefly, that was the main protagonist. The actor that played Ian Filligan, or I forgot his name. I forgot how to pronounce his name. Nathan Fillion, I think, maybe. But yeah, that actor, it had him in it. You know, he was the protagonist. He was the sheriff. So yeah, like, was it Mike Rooker? I think. Okay. Well. Oh, Mike Rooker is Merle, right? That sounds familiar. So Merle from Walking Dead, Nathan Fillion. Yes, there we go. Yeah, Nathan Fillion was the protagonist, and then you had Mike Rooker was the antagonist, you know, or he was the guy getting used by the alien. That was like patient zero, basically. But yeah, so yeah, you got you got that trope now that we can tap into. So I'm happy to do all of those. I want to do all of them. Even if they're not my favorite thing to do, hey, I'm bored, right? And I guess right now I'm a Stellaris YouTuber. We'll see how long that goes for, but yeah, I mean, I like to do other things too. By the way, guys, I do, and that voice gets smaller every day. I want to cry. You guys make me want to cry. Just kidding, kinda. No, it's no secret, guys. I do wish I could you know, cover other games and get as many views, but I'm not there right now. I mean, it's also easy. I already have a lot of videos for this game, and they keep updating this game, and I keep enjoying it. So, I mean, but make no mistake, when the day finally comes that I'm done with this game, I will switch to something else, and I'll just take the L if that's what happens. If my numbers drop, then my numbers drop. I mean, sometimes you got to come down a mountain to go up a bigger one. I'm willing to do that, you know, provided. Anyway, we'll go ahead and stop that line of thinking and get refocused. Yeah, so it's okay. If you're not familiar with the movie, don't worry about it. So evolutionary predators. Now this I am on. Like, this is another awesome one. 3 new origins, evolutionary predators. Push the boundaries of species traits by unlocking and combining unique phenotype abilities to craft the ultimate adaptive empire. Now, that sounds really vague, but just it says evolutionary predators, dude. I'm thinking Yucha from Aliens vs. Predator. I'm thinking Predator, man. I'm thinking this could be it. This could be what allows you finally will be able to play that trope. The Hirogen from Star Trek Voyager. Hunter Empires, man. Dude, do it. Paradox, do it. It's long overdue. We need Hunter Empires in Stellaris. Absolutely. I am 100% on board with that. Just something else. Any new play style that you could come out with is that's unique and fun. I am all for it. I'm 100% behind it. So, and I have wanted this change for a while. Now, I'm not like super hard for it, but it has been on my mind. It's like, dude, it'd be cool. I don't know how many times over the past few years I've been playing this. They're like, man, you know, it'd be cool if I could play Predator, man. If I could just, you know, hunt species and have that kind of shit going on. Yeah, you know, like hunt other species, you know, honor and, you know, the honor of the hunt and all that stuff. Play a Hunter Empire. You know, why can't I do that, Paradox? Well, might be able to soon. So I'm excited about that. Starlit Citadel. Here's some more other super exciting news. Yeah, exactly. Like, yes. Predator, that movie, the Predator movie with Arnold and Jesse Ventura and all those other guys, one of the most testosterone drenched movies that's ever been made. Honestly, I'm not going to get too far into that because I, don't want to get YouTube spanked here. But like, yeah, I'm just going to say that is, yeah, that movie in the 80s, that 80s action / horror movie. That was where the Predator was hunting, Arnold and his team. That, Dutch and his team. That species. We're going to be able to play that. That is exciting. Another really exciting thing. So Starlit Citadel. Already, I hear Citadel. I'm thinking, are you going to make defense great again? Are you going to make defense great again? Are you going to bring defense back? Paradox. Are you going to bring defense back? No, Slam. Hey, Paradox, are you going to make defense great? No. Slam. Oh, man. Oh. Hey, Paradox, hit Slam. And then I read this. So let's cross our fingers, okay? See what it says. Solve the mystery of your empire's biological attackers while boosting hyperlane choke point strategies with early access to deep space citadel megastructure. They're doing it, guys. They're bringing back defense. Holy frickin' Luya. Hallelujah. Something. Give us something. At least give us a way to do it. I mean, even if you make it hard or harder, I mean, make unyielding great again. I mean, geez. So, hey, Potato, welcome. My biggest issue is the fact that they changed KOTG. Now, I don't know what that means. Origin to the point they've pretty much killed it. So, I don't know exactly what that means, man. You might have to spell that out for me. I could look it up, but I'm lazy. But yeah, there is quite a bit of origins of the killed, and they killed defense. Defense has been dead for a long time, and it's really sad because the way things are right now, the way the terrible warfare system is, especially if that was like the only way you could keep from getting bullied without spending inordinate amounts of your economy on ships. Basically, you have two choices in Stellaris. You can either fork over like 80% of your economy to build ships and neglect tech and other things, or you can neglect ships and get bullied by another empire. Those are your choices, the way it is right now, the way things are in Stellaris right now. Because the energy credit upkeep of ships is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. In fact, I think they need to look at that. They need to reduce that amount. They really do. I don't believe I should have to pay like most of the energy credits I have coming out to ships. When I could be doing other stuff. Now, maybe the pop change will help. Who knows? Maybe it will. Oh, Knights of the Toxic God. Yeah, okay, so I have wanted to play that from time to time, but I just never got the DLC. And it just didn't seem, I don't know, something about it. But I heard from people that it's really good. Okay, so they actually nerfed Knights of the Toxic God, so it's not even worth getting anymore. That's sad. I guess I definitely won't be trying it now. So yeah, access and it's a mega structure. So, dude, I'm all for it. Anything that allows me to pour my alloys into something that's not going to tank my economy, like ships. And not get bullied by other empires and still be able to ward off attackers is a badly needed thing in Stellaris right now. I don't understand how it's balanced to not have an alternative to ships. What, dude? You should be able to turtle. Dude. Pacifism is a thing. If pacifists are a thing, then you need that style of play. Okay, you can't. Spamming ships should not be the only option, and the only thing that you can do with your alloys to defend yourself. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, so that's and the other part of this too that really irritates me about the way things are right now. Okay, say I'm going to build a big fleet. Well, usually you need a wide empire to do that. That's the other part of it. But when I'm forced into playing tall on a regular basis, it really fucking sucks not having defenses. It really does. Not being able to beat things off with, beat off attackers with my star bases. They're basically useless. It would make playing tall so much more viable if you were able to bank on defenses. Because you wouldn't have to spend nearly as much of your economy on your defenses as you would if you were building ships to stay ahead of the rest of, the other empires. And then, not to mention, you have a whole tradition tree, unyielding, that is completely useless right now and obsolete, that's just sitting there doing nothing because of this. I mean, basically, Stellaris is incomplete right now. Dude, I have a game, guys. You gotta watch it sometime. It's embarrassing. I don't like it, but this game taught me a lot. So I did a series. It was my Rogue Servitor series, way back in the day. It's one. I wouldn't say it's cringe, but it's an old one. But it was a Let's Play, pretty much. And it didn't get a lot of views, but go view it sometime. You will see I have video, that is video evidence of the proof of the stuff that I'm talking about here. I did everything the gurus told me to do, I guess. I wouldn't call them gurus. That's a little harsh. But I did everything that people said the meta was. I did disruptors, right? Everybody says disruptors are great. I did all that. I did the quote-unquote meta at the time. All right? I did that. I went with disruptors against the computer. I outnumbered them vastly. I had way better economy than them. And I went unyielding, and I banked hard on defense. And I got star bases that were like 120,000 fleet power. Or whatnot. And I was fighting a determined exterminator. And I had bigger fleets than him, and he would whoop my butt over and over again. I was just throwing fleets away. It was tragic. You gotta watch it sometime. It's embarrassing. I almost want to take it down. It's one of my most embarrassing videos. You want to see Valerian lose over and over again? Watch that. Watch Rogue Servitor. I actually think I might do a reaction video to it sometime. It's been a while since it's been out. But yeah, man, I'll come clean here, dude. That game changed my mind about the meta and everything else. And is why I promote carriers now. Because carriers work. One. And also, defense does not work. It does not work at all. It doesn't even stop them. It doesn't slow them down. I watched. I have video evidence of it. I believe I believe it was in that game of a 30K fleet power. Of ships rolling through my 120 fleet power starbase like it was butter, like it was nothing. They didn't even lose any ships. I looked at the battle analysis. Yeah, dude. I mean, the thing of it is, X slot weapons exist. That's the first thing. Now, you could have ion cannons, I guess. Maybe I could have done that. It's just ion cannons are hard to get, and they're hard to make. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, they need to increase the hit points of star bases. Absolutely. Honestly, just star bases just need a buff, period. And see, the other thing too about the reason I hate the torpedo meta so much, or at least the computer's torpedo meta, is that's another thing that shuts star bases down. Even if star bases could fight back, which they can't, they would still get obliterated by frigate spam, which the computer always does. So the computer would have frigates with photon launchers, and they would just obliterate your base anyway. So, yeah. So, long story short, there is no point in defense right now the way Stellaris is right now. So, anything they can do to fix that or make that better, I am all for. So this is yet another awesome thing about this expansion. I am so getting this expansion already. Just these things alone that I've listed. Then you have, let's see, how long is this streaming going on? 50 minutes? Okay. So we have Wilderness. Begin as a sapient planetary ecosystem, a living gestalt of countless life forms united in harmony, seeking to spend its consciousness to the stars. So that's, you know what? I just now thought of this, but this actually sounds like Avatar, doesn't it? This kind of sounds like you could be Avatar. Because that's kind of what that, like, all the planet was all connected. All those animals were connected to each other, like via some kind of neural link. Maybe this is what they're talking about. That's pretty cool. I'd go for that. I mean, who doesn't want to at least try to play Avatar at some point? It's kind of like who doesn't want to at least try Species 8472? I mean, shit. But yeah, so yeah, that's another gap that can be filled here, absolutely. So encounter hives with a tryst, so I'm not a Fallen Empire guy, I don't really play those. But if you're a Fallen Empire person, they've got hive mind Fallen Empires now. Encounter a hive Fallen Empire, a fractured hive mind struggling to awake between its three splintered personalities. Okay, so it's got three different personalities. All right, so that's interesting. I didn't know that Fallen Empires couldn't be hive minds. So that tells you how little I play with them. Like I said, I probably will do a challenge sometime where I play with Fallen Empires. To me, they're just big tile blockers, man. Like, the galaxy's already really small. I don't need a chunk of area denial there. There's already enough stuff getting in my way. There's already enough power blocks and all this other stuff. Like, how the hell am I... In fact, I got this question, Paradox. How am I supposed to expand now? With the way you guys got things set up with all the DLC and shit. How am I supposed to expand? Riddle me this. How do I go wide now? Because it's pretty damn hard to do, at least in the beginning. Until you get terraforming. Even then. Yeah, going wide is pretty damn difficult unless you're a Total War Empire right now. If you're a standard empire, I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. You're going to spawn in, you're going to take system after system, and at some point, you're going to bump into an empire, and you're not going to be able to expand anymore. You're going to go the other direction. You'll get a few systems, and then you'll bump into another empire. And then you'll get a few systems, and you'll bump into another empire. And then you're going to be locked out. And that's it. That's your territory for the rest of the game. Unless you conquer somebody. You know, annex somebody, or you start vassalizing. Those are your options. Otherwise, better be happy with that territory, dude. Hope you do something well with it. Oh, not to mention, here's another thing that's going to happen. 80 to 90% of the planets inside that territory, most of the time, you are not going to be able to use any of them. They're all going to be red or yellow. Yellow's no better. It's just as much of a drain on your economy. Yeah, it's not even worth it. So you will be lucky if you even get 5 habitable planets out of that chunk of territory. That is the average game now in Stellaris. I shit you not. Now, some of you may have had a different experience. Okay, not saying anything impossible to have a good game, but it's becoming less and less likely that when I spawn in that I'm going to have a good time. That I'm not going to find out 3 or 4 hours later that, oh God, this isn't even worth playing. And fucking quit, you know? So, yeah, man. I mean, all right, man. Take care, dude. I've got a suggestion, however, I doubt they would do it at all. So what's that, Potato? Sorry, I didn't mean to miss your statement there. So 6 new Civics. Civics are really good. Fan of that, obviously. You know, I love my Civics. I love my Origins. Let's see. Genetic identification. Don't know what that is. Crowdsourcing. Don't know what that is. Familiar face. Don't know what that is. Aerospace adaptation. Okay. Shared genetics and civil education. So those are all pretty vague. They aren't like, well, all these names are not very obvious as to what they are. So I guess we'll just have to, more will be revealed on that for sure. But yeah, so Deep Space Citadel, they said it again. Okay, it's Deep Space Citadel megastructure, a versatile new defensive station capable of holding off powerful enemy fleets at any system. Okay. So 16 new species traits. So yeah, new traits. That's going to be cool. That's probably all for the new biological empires will come out with. So, and much more, 2 biological ship sets, city sets, and diplomatic rooms. Okay. So you have 2 different looks to bioships that you can choose from. I'm sure they'll probably expand on that as they release more content, possibly. Wilderness themed city set and diplomatic room. Reactive species portraits. Watch your leaders evolve as they gain experience. Okay, so species portraits, wilderness themed city. Okay, new music. Sure, I'll be happy to listen to those. But see, I have a problem with music, guys. This copy, something else I want to crusade on YouTube about, if I ever get enough power, is this copyright bullshit needs to stop. I know, like I really hope that something gets done about the DMCA in the future. I didn't have much hope over the years that anything was going to be done about it, but I really do think that system needs to be looked at and revisited. Because right now, all I see it doing, all I ever see the DMCA stuff doing is keeping great content from being even better. And also, all I see it doing is just punishing people who have no desire to profit off of, or distribute that song. And like, I'm not trying to take anybody's. Most YouTubers that rip other songs, they're not trying to take that person's business. Okay, they're just trying to make their video better, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I mean, especially if they bought the music. So I mean, now if they just have the music on there, it's very obvious that they're just playing that music and doing nothing else. Okay, yeah, I get that. That seems like that's what that law was made for, but I shouldn't have my channel taken down just because I use a popular piece of music in the background to one of my really cool videos. And that's all I see this law doing. All it does is punish and hold back creators. And the other thing too, the other reason I have a problem with this, and I know this got controversial real quick here. But I think it is relevant when it comes to music. See, I'm not even excited about Stellaris music at all because I can't put it on my channel. I can't put it on my channel because Stellaris has not made clear that they're not going to go after me if I put that music on there. So, yeah, and like there's other music too for other video games like Doom, for example. I'll get copyright claimed on if I put Doom music on my video, which is, I think, is stupid as hell. I don't think it serves any purpose other than hurt the music industry and hurt the creator. And let me tell you why it hurts the music industry, okay? So, the reason I think it hurts the music industry is this is what I've seen. One, it's not making them any more money to keep the little guy down. Not really. The other reason it hurts the music industry is that's free promotion. When I'm playing your song, I'm promoting your video. I mean, why would you take me down? Why would you steal my money? I'm promoting your video. I'm promoting your music. People are going to want to buy it from you. I mean, You know, they're going to want to know where that song came from. There's a lot of like, and there's so many artists out there, they're out there right now putting their music up for free that make bank off of that music. And they're putting it out for free. In fact, a lot of them, they're cool. They're just like, you know what? You don't even need an attribution. Just use it. And they're doing just fine. Those musicians are doing just fine. I think it's the greedy people, the ungrateful people that make a big stink about some small guy putting a piece of music on their channel so that they make their video sound better. Now, and now I have an obvious solution to this. See, I don't think we need the DMCA. We just need some simple laws or rules. Okay, so if I use somebody else's music, I do think it is fair to give them credit for it. To say, hey, this music isn't mine, and if you want to know who made the music, this is that person, and this is their link. We don't need this DMCA shit. You know what I mean? We don't. I think that should be the law, if nothing else. There I've said my piece. Hopefully this doesn't demonetize me. But I've had enough. I've had absolutely enough of the DMCA crap. I'm going to follow it because I have to. Because I don't want to get banned. And I don't want a copyright strike. But let me tell you, I've never been happy about it. I have never been happy about it. I have never been happy about the fact that I can't record one of my Hortonites on 7 Days to Die and play BFG Division by Mick Gordon while I'm doing that Hortonite. I think it's an injustice. And if you feel me, please leave a comment. If you agree with me on that. There's got to be some of you out there. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting crazy. Okay, guys. All right. I didn't mean to do this bullshit of get to it right at the end. It wasn't intentional. But now we are going to talk about the price. Because I've talked to you about what I like about it so far. But let's talk about what I don't like about it. All right, and I think we've naturally gotten there. And price is the number one issue. As you can see right here, $25.99. So if Paradox, if you ever watch this, which I'm sure you won't, you didn't watch my 2024 How to Say Stellaris video. I'm pretty sure you didn't. So you know what? I get it. You're ignoring me. I'm a small-time YouTuber. It's cool. I am growing. So maybe I get 10,000. You might listen to me. I don't know. But then again, I know some YouTubers that have 100,000 and you're not listening to them. Because about the warfare thing, I ain't the only YouTuber to complain about warfare and Stellaris, man. Hate to break it to you, Paradox. You got plenty of other people with pitchforks in their hand about that issue. So, by the way, this chat looks pretty good. I'm not really having to open up a separate window for this or anything. So, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking this. I think I'm going to be doing things this way from now on. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about this price. $25. So now Machine Age was $25. I have a question for you, Paradox. In a time where inflation is terrible, everybody knows this. I am not being political here. This is a fact. If you are in the U.S., economically, you are not having a good time overall. Now, some might argue it's getting better. Some argue that it's going to get worse. I don't want to get in that discussion. Like I said, I have to fence it here or else I'm just going to get, there goes my channel. There goes any hopes of, being a successful YouTuber. Well, no, not true. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I've told you the reasons why. I'm not going to get into them again. But I'm not picking a side. That's not what this channel's about. But let's face it, dude. Shit's tough right now. I don't care who you are, what you believe in, what you identify as. Shit's tough right now in the money department. Okay? The average guy does not have a lot of money. Girl or whatever. does not have a lot of money. It's that simple. Most people are penny pinching right now. Let's face it. So let me ask you this, Paradox. How does it make sense from a business standpoint to raise your price for something that's optional during a time where people are penny pinching? Crickets? Yeah, I thought so. So, yeah, that's my number one roast right there. Come on, Paradox. This is I don't need a business degree you don't need a business degree to see this. Am I wrong? Now, any of you guys are economists, please enlighten me. If I am wrong here about supply and demand, if I am wrong about this, please enlighten me. Leave a comment. Say something in chat. But I find it very hard to believe that you wouldn't make more money simply by dropping the price. It's simple mathematics. It's simple common sense. If you make something cost more for something that people don't need, and look, let's face it, guys, come on, let's get real here. We technically do not need this. Some of us feel like we need it. I know I certainly do sometimes. Oh, I gotta have my games. But man, when the rubber meets the road, what do we need? Food, water, shelter, right? Transportation, possibly. Those are the things we need. I don't need a video game. All right? I don't. I don't need a video game. I want a video game. I kind of do need a video game, but see, so I could just pull out an NES and play Mario 3. Or I could just not, if nothing else, I don't have to download this DLC to enjoy Stellaris. I can keep what I got. So where's the incentive here, Paradox? Your price is pushing people away. Okay? Price increases are pushing people away. I don't give a shit what the economists say. I don't give a shit what the CFOs say. I don't give a shit what the publisher says. You are shooting yourself in the foot by continuing to price things this way. You gotta wake up, Paradox. You gotta wake up on this. This is gonna hurt. It's already hurting you. You probably don't even realize it. Like I said, I don't even need a business major to see this. You don't need a business major to figure this out. Okay? You really don't. It's just simple math. Like, so, and my proof of this is just look at Grand Archive and look at how many, actually no, look at Machine Age and look at how many reviews it got. In fact, we're going to look at this right now. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Got that shit covered. That's good. One sec, guys. I'm going to go dark for a second. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm going to go dark there, and I'm going to pull this up. Let's look up Machine Age. Let's look at Machine Age. Okay. So, Machine Age is... It was $24.99, but oh, look, we got a midweek deal. It's $20 now. Ooh, that's so much better. And it's temporary, Paradox. Okay, so check this out. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, let me see. Okay, so all right. Still covered, good. Mostly negative recent reviews. And look how so there are like, I think there's like, what, 100,000 people that have reviewed Stellaris. That's not even counting how many people actually own the game. And so 100,000 versus less than 1,000? I don't know about Paradox, but maybe because I can't see their numbers. But that's 100 times less revenue than you could be getting. Is my logic flawed here? Like, am I just out of my mind here? Hey, Rocco, how's it going, man? Welcome to the channel. Hey, man, what's good? Hey, a lot of things. This DLC is looking really good, but we're talking about the bad stuff about it now, which is the price, mainly. Honestly, guys, you could off-click right now. The price is the big issue with this. Paradox has to change their attitude when it comes to price. They really do. It's going to hurt them. People are going to quit, man. I'm telling you. That their subscriptions are going to dry out. The subscription is not a fix. It is a Band-Aid. It is not a fix. You're going to have to release some of that content, Paradox. You're going to have to integrate some of that content. That old content, you're going to have to integrate some of it. Encourage people to go to buy the base game. People will do it. They will buy the base game if they know that they're getting some free shit. Who doesn't want free shit? Everybody loves free shit. You know, that's the way it is. That's the way economy is, dude. Incentive. You got to give people incentive. But look at this. Less than 1,000 reviews for a base game that has 100,000 views. That means 100 times less people are actually getting Machine Age and using it. Like, am I a buffoon? Am I a moron here? Maybe I am. I really don't think so. This is obvious. I mean, this is simple math. If I was a company, if I was a publisher, and my company came out with a product that sold only 100th as many copies as my original product, that would cause me alarm, massive alarm. So if it already is not doing well, why don't you try something new, Paradox, and lower that price? Lower that price. You know, yeah. There's and then the whole season pass thing. Drop it. Just drop it right now, Paradox. You're going down a bad road, man. That's a bad road to go down. We all know where it leads. Just look at Destiny. Just look at Bungie. Look at all these other stupid AAA companies that try this stuff, and all they get, the only people that continue to play those games are people that aren't giving you the money anyway, and whales. There, I said it. That's who does live service now. I mean, real, free-to-play live service models. That's who does that. People, yeah. Don't be like Ubisoft, Paradox. You are doing what Ubisoft, Blizzard, all those AAA companies are doing right now. You don't want to be that. Let me tell you. You don't. That is not a fate you want. You gotta take care of your players, Paradox. And with prices like this, you are not taking care of your players. You are showing that you are very out of touch with things by pricing things this way. I'll give you an example. Let me go ahead and go ahead and adjust the capture in case something stupid happens. Of a game that is doing shit right. Okay? I'll give you an example, Paradox, of what you should be doing. Okay? Let's see. Store page. All right. You probably not going to be surprised when I show you this, but this is Factorio. Now, look at Factorio. Recently, 1,400 overwhelmingly positive reviews. I have added to that review count. This is an amazing game. One of the things that's so amazing about it, now, the price has raised, but it used to be $20. Not $19.99, $20. No dishonesty, no bullshit. $20. A game that you could sink thousands and thousands of hours into easily and still not be done. $20. All right? $20. Guys, you want a bargain? You want something that'll kill your time, man? Get Factorio, dude. There's a reason. 168 overwhelmingly positive reviews. 97% of people who play this game, they like it. There's a reason for that. I believe. In fact, I've thought about switching to this game many times, And I still will, and I do have content on this on my channel, by the way, technically. It's just really old. And with my new format, I think it's definitely going to be more possible to get into other games. I just haven't got around to it yet. Other stuff's been going on. But at some point, yeah, I'm going to start pumping other games out in addition to Stellaris, okay? I promise you, I am committed to Stellaris until the day comes where everyone knows it's dead and I'm not getting any traffic on it anymore. I will continue to release Stellaris content. Not to mention at least the shorts. The shorts are easy. All right? The format I have is easy and I love it. You know? So anyway, so we got this going on. Okay, so all right, so they came out with a expansion. Not a they came out with an expansion, not a DLC, not a season pass, an expansion. Remember Brood War? StarCraft Brood War? Anybody played Brood War or heard of it? Yeah. Stuff that is a amazing business model. That is a perfect business model. Okay, do I have any advice for new players? Absolutely. So it depends on what you want to do, but you've got to decide what kind of strategy gamer are you. You know, and maybe even write this down of what you want to get out of the game. I mean, if you really want to if I was really going to get deep with this, decide how you want to play the game. There are so many different ways. Okay, but you got to decide what kind of player are you. Do you like role playing? Okay, do you like role play? RP stuff. All right. Me, for example, surprise, surprise, I'm not. I'm not one of those guys. But a lot of my friends are. There's a lot of my friends that they basically cannot play something if it doesn't have a story, you know, of some kind of backstory or whatever. They need it. Okay. They're Fallout players. They play a lot of Bethesda games and just role-playing games in general, JRPGs. They've got to have that story. All right. So you got to determine, are you one of those kind of people? So that's the first criteria that you need to decide, you know, what's important to you. Are you aggressive? Are you an aggressive player? Now, most guys are aggressive to some degree. You know, fair enough. But maybe you are a pacifist. Maybe you don't. Maybe war is not your thing. You know, maybe it might not even be a part of your belief system. I'm not going to get into that, but okay. So how aggressive are you? Are you balanced? Are you one of those guys that's like more swarm? You know, lead us for the swarm. You know, resistance is futile. Are you the God Emperor of mankind? You know, and you want to go on a great crusade? Or are you the Federation from Star Trek? Do you like them more? Do you like do you like the guys that there's been some Star Trek episodes where like they encounter civilizations where they don't want to talk to anybody and they want to hide and disappear and they want to like, make their planet invisible. Okay. Are you like that? Do you want to go no contact, right? And you don't want to engage with anybody. Is that the kind of player you are? You know, how aggressive are you? How much do you need conflict, you know, in your games? So like for example, you're more defensive in trade. So what I suggest, dude, you should absolutely pick up Megacorp. If you like alternatives to war and conquering, that is a great DLC to pick up. I can't recommend it enough if you like trade. That's pretty much it, what you got to work with if you like trade right now. But it is a lot of fun. I do enjoy it, except when I get a Fed start with a criminal syndicate in it, which is what was my last game was. So yeah, that was tarnished a little bit, but that's a side point. So yeah, you need to decide the sooner you figure out what kind of Stellaris player you are, or what your preferences are as a strategy gamer, as a 4X strategy gamer, I think the easier it's going to be to figure out your ideal play style and what you do best at. So, like, for example, yeah, I am very aggressive, but I am also very social and obviously I'm a YouTuber. I'm kind of an entertainer. So I'm okay with diplomacy. I'm okay with making friends. I'm cool with that. Sometimes that's what I want to do. Sometimes I want to be nice to all the Xenos. Okay? Sometimes I do get in that mood. So, and that's the other thing too, just because you're in the mood for one thing one day doesn't mean you won't be in the mood for something else the next day. So keep your options open, I guess, is another piece of advice. Keep an open mind. Try new stuff. So try a little bit of everything. When you're first starting out in Stellaris, if you whoop butt being a wide empire, try things tall for a little bit just to see how it is. You probably won't like it. I certainly don't. But it is an experience that you have. Like recently, I actually tried Shattered Ring and the one system challenge somewhat for some portion of the game until I had to eat the Big Mac and start dominating other empires. But for a bit there, I was doing the one system thing, and with astro mining drones, and that was actually really interesting. And I think I might actually try that again with Determinate Exterminator instead of Driven Assimilator. That might actually be really good. So especially if I could, I probably would, it would make sense to do Virtual Ascension if I could pull that off as well. So but that's for another time. So yeah, there's that. If you want, so the other thing is you got to decide what's your attitude towards DLC and the current monetization model in Stellaris. I would advise, if you are willing to pay for any DLC at all, so you decide that, if it's good enough, I'll buy it. My first recommendation is Utopia. That is a staple. Anyone who plays that plays Stellaris will tell you, if you ask them, most of them, that's their favorite one, or that they think that that's the overall best one that's available right now. And I agree. It is really kind of unbeatable. It adds a lot of value to the game. Don't let that small list fool you. There is a lot more that it does. Ascension perks. I can't play without those. That was added with Utopia. Hive Mind, Gestalt Consciousness. Now, not Machine Empires, but just Hive Mind in general. Devouring Swarm. I can't play Stellaris without those. Megastructures. Dyson Spheres. Why on earth would I play a space 4X strategy game and not be able to build a Dyson Sphere? That's why I bought it. I'm like, this is stupid, me not building a Dyson Sphere. I want to build a Dyson Sphere, damn it. Right? I'm a futurist. I want to build a Dyson Sphere. And so, yeah, I got Utopia and I built a Dyson Sphere. And it was great. 4K energy credits is nothing to scoff at, man. It is nuts. But yeah, see, so yeah, and then this is the sad part, man, about the DLCs again, like I just said. Paradox, man, you need to make Utopia free. Okay, let's get real here. It's been around for so long, you need to integrate that into the base game. You need to integrate Utopia. You need to integrate some of the older DLCs as well. Humanoids, that stuff needs to get integrated. I'm sorry, Paradox. You're just going to have to take the L on that one. No one's going to want to pay full price for a 6-year-old piece of content. It's not going to happen, Paradox. I don't know who's telling you that it can happen. They are wrong. 100%. You don't need a lot of common sense to see that. Does anybody disagree with me on this? I mean, I guess if you do, let me ask you a question. Would you pay $20 for Super Mario Brothers? Now, I know Nintendo wants you to do that, but would you? Would you pay $20 for Super Mario Brothers? Fuck no. Fuck no. Is Super Mario Brothers a bad game? No. Super Mario Brothers arguably is one of the greatest games of all time for some people. Not me, but some people, right? There are still YouTube videos out there right now talking about all kinds of theories about Super Mario Brothers. Frame perfect moments and, speed running and all that. There's a whole subculture for this. But it ain't worth $20, man. It's been out since 1980. I could probably play it on a website. Maybe it's a illegal website. I don't know. But I could do it. Probably. I mean, there's these things now for these retro games called randomizers, right? And they basically just scramble the game in a, using AI to where you have a different experience every time. You can't predict what's going to happen next. Absolutely insane stuff. It's pretty cool. I haven't really tried it myself, but I've seen videos about it. Yeah, I follow this stuff from time to time. But no, I'm not going to pay $20 for a game that's 20 years old. Are you insane? So come on, Paradox. You got to meet us halfway. Look, I'm cool with paying for your new stuff. But dude, once it's been out for like a year or so, drop that damn price. And if it's been out for a long time, just put it into your base game. This would also give your base game continuity. Okay? An example of a game that did this really well was World of Warcraft. I got to say it. Now, some of you hate World of Warcraft. I get it. World of Warcraft isn't for everyone, and it certainly ain't for me right now. But I played Classic, and I played it back in the day, and it is one of the most impactful games I've ever played, and it has done a lot for my personal growth as a human being. Me personally, I definitely don't regret playing that game. But one of the things they did well that I always thought was really cool is that if I bought the latest expansion for that game, I automatically got the rest of those expansions for free. Free! So let's say Cataclysm comes out, which was like their third or fourth installment. I do not have to buy Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and Cataclysm. No. I just got to buy Cataclysm. That's it. That's it. No one, Paradox, no one except whales want to spend $300 or $400 to unlock all the content in your game. Get that in your head. Now, maybe you are making that terrible, disgusting shift towards being one of those gaming companies that caters to whales and not their actual players. And you know what? If that's it, if the second I find that out that you're doing that, my videos stop for Stellaris. And I'll tell you guys up front, hey, I don't like this direction. I'm going to focus on a different game now. I refuse to play this game because they don't care about the players. The day you guys stop, day Paradox indicates they stop caring about the players, I'm done. Now, this expansion, though, like I said, it is still a step in the right direction, but Paradox, the price is getting bigger as an issue. You need to take care of this. You got to do something. The subscription is not going to cut it. People see right through that. At least people like me. It's just a ploy. It's just a gimmick to squeeze more money out of the customer. You need to give something back, Paradox. And that's all I got to say, guys. So that's pretty much the end of my reaction to BioGenesis. I think I've said everything I need to say. Is there anything that you guys have any questions or anything that I might have left out? I don't think there is. But I'll give you guys a few minutes to respond. But yeah, really good to have this computer, guys. Really good to sit here and chill and have this. Actually, we can go over a few other things. So I didn't mention the rest of the season pass yet, but I'm going to. Let's see. Oh, by the way, the point I was going to make about Factorio is that they've got an expansion called Space Age. It's a total banger. It's been out. It's got 5,000 purchase. It's got 5,000 reviews. Yeah, that's like very small also compared to, the 168,000 that they had. But that number has been increasing also. And on top of that, it's their only content that you have to pay for. And it's a full expansion. Like, you are literally getting 4 times the content that you originally paid for by paying a simple price of $35. You basically quadrupled your playtime with this expansion. Yeah. I would tolerate the new DLC price if they dropped the price of the older ones. Absolutely. See? Yeah, they need to reconsider the prices. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Rocco. By the way, thank you for your engagement. I appreciate it. I hope you come back, man. But yeah, dude, something needs to be done about the price, man. You can't keep, it's not sustainable. You can't keep adding new DLC, keeping it full price, and expect people to pay. In fact, it's going to turn people off. It's turning me off. I used to be a fan of DLC. I used to, and look, I'll be upfront with you guys. I am going to buy this. I don't care about money right now. But I know a lot of you guys do. And I used to. I used to live paycheck to paycheck. I know what it's like. It sucks. I hated it. I vowed never to live that way again. But you know what? For a minute there, coming here, I did have to live that way for a couple months. Because I had to wipe myself out to come here to the Philippines. And this month's a little tight. Obviously, I bought a new computer. And I had to get all this other stuff. I had to do my taxes. And, so, I've been spending the cheese too. And, and I might be able to afford this. But, dude, your average teenager isn't going to fork over $25. Your average 20, 30-year-old guy who's just, living paycheck to paycheck, working to make ends meet, your average Joe is not going to fork over $25 when he can play a free-to-play game, or he could play, or buy just, buy some other DLC for $5. Oh, God, man. So I don't know if any of you play Vampire Survivors, but I do, and I love that game. I haven't played it in a bit. I've been taking a break, but dude, they've come out with some real banger DLCs. You know how much they are? $3. They're $3 I mean, now, I don't think this content should be $3. There was a lot more development put into this content, I'm sure, than, whatnot. And there's a much bigger team. But still, man. So, actually, here's what I want from you guys. On the price, dude. Yeah, on the price, I want you guys to weigh in here. Please weigh in, those of you that are watching or have watched. I want to hear your comments. Do you think Stellaris prices for their DLC are fair? Do you think they should reduce the price? Do or do not? Do you agree with a subscription model instead of just making the old content free and keeping full price for the brand new content? Or do you think the subscription is the solution? Because I don't think it is. I think the subscription is a Band-Aid. That's what I think it is. And it's also a marketing ploy. That's the biggest problem I have with subscriptions and why I hate them so much. Because it's a manipulative way to get you on the drip feed. To just, and look, I get it. Companies need to make money, but there's an honest way to do it, And if you're not getting paid for doing honest work, then you shouldn't be getting paid. It's that simple. Hate to break it to you. Getting money by scheming, that doesn't work in the end. You know, it might work short term, but that's it. Short term. It's not a long-term solution. So when you kill the goose that lays the golden egg, you don't get any more golden eggs. Eventually they run out. So, yeah. So with the price, Paradox, I thought I was done with this issue, but I'll say this one last thing. The goose that lays the golden egg. Stop killing the goose with your prices. That's what you're doing right now, Paradox. You're killing the goose with your prices. And that's it. Yeah. So, but other than that, great announcement. Great content. And look, I don't get on the hype train very often, but I'm going to get on the hype train for this one. They're going to have to really screw this up for me to think that this is a stinker. I mean, even if they do a half-assed job on some of the stuff, it's going to make the game better than it is right now, I think. There's nothing but good in this DLC, at least what they're listing. All right? Oh, I have one more thing to say, Paradox. Please, for the love of God, do not make any balance changes that people did not ask for. Do not make a bunch of stupid, sweeping balance changes that ruin the game along with all the good content. I'm seeing a lot of gaming companies doing this lately, and it's really aggravating. It really is. It's like, just give me the content, dude. All right? Just give me the content. Give me the content, let it be out for a bit, and then make your decision. Don't just make all these sweeping changes that nobody but the people in your forums asked for. Your forums are 1% of the population. I mean, now, yeah, is that a little bit of headcanon? Yeah, that's a little headcanon there. I have to do more research to confirm that that's actually what's going on. But you can't tell me. Most people don't go on the forums, guys. Let's face it. Am I wrong here? Please comment if I'm wrong. Most y'all aren't going on the forums. I hardly ever go on the forums. I don't know a lot of people that do, that hang out in the forums. You know, those are the diehard fans. Okay, great. And they are valuable. They're important. They do need a voice, but they're not the only people that developers should be listening to. They need to get out there. They need to do some actual real research, actual real surveys, and actually listen to them. Now, Paradox did do some of this, to be fair. So, yeah. So my final verdict is there is hope. Such mad hope. We got some new hope, guys. Maybe we could turn things around. Maybe Stellaris could be saved, but the price has got to change. Got to change. So, actually, I want to look at... give me a second. I'm going to blank out here for a second. We're going to talk about a couple other things, and then we're going to be done. And I'm not going to talk about them too long. I'm going to try not to. Oh my God. Okay, so we'll just go back to Stellaris. Okay, so let's go to Season 9. All right, so now Season 9 is a whopping $45. Okay. Based on what I just said, now we have 51 very positive reviews of guys saying, shut up and take my money. Okay? Let's see what they say. This guy's kind of funny. He says, dang man, Stellaris gameplay is intense, swipes credit card. Whoa, new ship set, swipes credit card. Okay, so I know I probably should be blurring these out. I'm not going to spend too much time there. But anyway, you can see the reviews. They're up there for the public eye. So, I mean, it's not like, yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about these people. Do not harass these people. Do not do any of that stuff. I'm not responsible for what you decide to do there. Anyway. But yeah. So very, very positive. Okay. But there's only 51. Yeah, like, nobody wants to do this, Paradox. $45? Nobody wants to do this, especially for stuff that has not come out yet. We're done with pre-orders, man. I don't know about you, but a lot of people I know, myself included, we're done pre-ordering anything. You know, it's a scam. It is. So, yeah, that's not a good route to go. So let's talk about the other two pieces of content that were announced. You got Shadows of the Shroud. So they're going to expand not only on Genetic Ascension, but they're going to expand on Psionic Ascension. And I'm all for it. I have recently had quite a few games where I've been getting more and more into Psionic Ascension. And it's not bad. I'm having a good time with it. So expanding on that is something I'm definitely interested in. So I probably will get this DLC as well. But let's look at this. It looks like the price is to be determined. It says game coming soon, so there's no price set yet. But I think it's going to be probably, how much you want to bet they're going to make it $20. $20. That's my bet. They're not going to learn. They're going to double down and, not learn, double down, and they're going to do the same thing over again. Sound familiar? That's all I'm going to say. And everyone I've seen that does that, they get nowhere. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And that's why the house always wins, folks. So we got Infernals. So this is a species pack that actually looks a little interesting, actually. I actually would entertain picking this up, but it's a species pack, though. That's the thing. And I'm sorry, but $10 for a species pack? No, dude. Unless it's like Synthetic Dawn, you ain't pricing that $10. You need to be pricing it down like 5 or 2. It doesn't change the game all that much. In fact, Synthetic Dawn was kind of an anomaly. In fact, I argue really couldn't call that a species pack. Not really. It was more like half of an expansion, if anything. But really, man, so they haven't even listed the prices for these. So you don't even know going into this if you're even getting $45. What the? Stellaris is $10? Jeez. Ends April Fools. Oh, it is about to be April Fools, huh? I don't think I'm going to do anything for that. So includes 4 items. Galaxy Edition upgrade pack. Yeah, see, this just honestly, this is oh, this is just their bundle, okay. So now this is actually a really good deal, guys. This right here, $18 for Stellaris Galaxy Edition, Synthetic Dawn, Utopia. Dude, I would get this. So yeah, if you're looking for a moment to get DLC, I would be hopping on that shit. But see, they need to do this all the time. This can't be some kind of temporary deal. No, this stuff needs to be this cheap all the time, is my point. Why, and here's something I recommend, Paradox. Why don't you give people more incentive to buy the base game by adding DLC to it? So it's simple math, okay? So you want to sell more copies of Stellaris. Stellaris costs $40. All right? Someone's going to look at that and go, wow, that game's been out for 10 years. I don't really want to buy a game that's been out for 10 years for $40. That's what's going to go on in their head. I guarantee you. Most people. you know? But then they see the news, oh, Stellaris just added all this free content to the base game. So I was looking at Utopia, and I was like, I don't want to pay for that too. Well, that's a part of the base game now. And this other stuff is a part of the base game now. Well, maybe Stellaris is a new game now. Maybe it's worth buying. That's going to change that person's mind. Or at least a chance to, I think. So that's the other reason, Paradox, for you to incorporate your old DLCs into the base game. And then they pay for the base game. You just got $40, dude. Not 20, not 5. You got $40. And they took the base game. And you got another review count. How is that not a win-win in the money department? You know, everybody wins with that way of doing things. You give things back to your players. They appreciate it. They see that you care about them. It helps your brand. It helps your reputation. Not to mention, Paradox, brand and reputation has value. It is an asset, just like money or anything else. Don't pay attention to what those CFOs tell you. Okay, there are other assets besides just dollars. Okay? And if you skip on those, you will end up losing dollars in the long run. So if you're making money, but you ruin your reputation to do it, people are going to stop buying your product, or you're going to buy your product less, and you're going to get pushed out by competition, and you are going to directly lose money that way. Is there a flaw in my logic here? Like I said, have you disagreed with anything I've said about this issue? Please let me know. So that's an hour and 40 minutes. I think I've yacked long enough, guys. I keep things short and simple in my videos, but then I just go on and on during my streams. I guess I got to balance it out a little bit, right? But, I mean, it is a stream. If you can't talk shit, what can you do? So, now, see, the expansion subscription is $9. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so what's this deal here? All right, so subscribe to Stellaris expansion subscription, and starting at $99 a month, 3 months. Okay, they're trying to do that gimmick. Look at how many reviews this has. Look at this, guys. 36. 36 have the subscription. Paradox. You can't go on like this, man. I want to shake. It's like your buddy shake you. Dude, no, stop, man. Stop. And you're just like, well, it's just one more. Just one more. I'll get it. No, come on, man. Come on. No. Don't. And your buddy's trying to pull you out of a bad situation. And you're just stuck there. Paradox, I'm that buddy. I'm trying to pull you out of this bad situation. Pull up, Paradox. Pull up. This is not working. I didn't expect to see this number, guys. 36 positive reviews. I think if thousands and thousands of people were getting the subscription and they were satisfied with it, don't you think it would have more than 36 reviews? I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing something here. Again, I said this many times throughout the stream. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm seeing this all wrong. Maybe it's all in my head. I don't think so, though, man. I've gotten hundreds of comments backing a lot of what I say up. Now, granted, I've gotten dozens of comments as well, agreeing with some of what I say and disagreeing with others. And you know what? That's normal. That's fine. And of course, I've got a handful of people. They're respectful, but they said, I disagree with everything you say. I respect those people too. You know what? That's your opinion. Just like this is mine. Or more like my observation. Honestly, I think at this point, it's more of an observation, not an opinion. Because see, you guys know, I'm in the Philippines. Money's not a big deal to me right now. It's not. Not a huge deal. I just want to be able to you know, help others more, if anything, and also, have, I mean, I don't want to have a 20 car. I'm not a flexor, guys. I'm not a flexor, but I feel that, being able to travel, doing the things that you need money to enjoy is what I'm about. And, having great experiences, being able to travel, I want to just say, you know what? I want to go see my dad right now. So I book a same day flight, first class. So I avoid all this BS, of that usually goes with not flying first class on plane flights, and go see my dad the next day. Who wouldn't want to do that? But that costs a lot of money, right? It costs a lot of money to do something wholesome like that most of the time. Now, I mean, I could write coach. That's fine. We could debate about that. That's cool. I do. I mean, I write economy, but at the very least, being able to buy a plane ticket anytime and just take off and go where the hell I want to go. I mean, that's what I'm about the money for. I'm not about to make myself look better than other people or brag or any of that stuff. I'm just, I just want to live my best life, man. I mean, I want to have great experiences, and a lot of times you need money to do that, So, and I want to not have to worry about money again. I want to have great experiences, not have to worry about how much it costs. Let somebody else take care of that or whatever. So, I mean, that's kind of my attitude towards money, I guess. So, but the reason I'm complaining about this, or I'm pointing this out, is because I care about you guys. And I know, and I care about Stellaris, and this is going to push people away. This stuff is going to push people away. I mean, you're already seeing it. And this subscription option has been out for an entire year. And it's only got 36 reviews. I mean, granted, maybe people are less inclined because it's just a subscription, but I don't think so, man. I think really, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I think I'm done. This is a good stream. Very exciting. April is going to be a banger in the video game department for a guy like me. You've got 7 Days to Die coming out with a huge update. And they're going to add something that I've been asking for since Alpha 15. Or actually, since Alpha 17. Something I've been asking for since Alpha 17. And so they're finally doing that. They finally caved, and they're finally doing that. Now, God knows how long people have been bitching at them about this. For those of you that care about 7 Days to Die. Yeah, thanks, man. Hey, I hope to keep seeing you, dude. About my streams, guys, like I said, I'm not on a schedule, but I make it an event now, and I do try to schedule events out, and you know what? So anyway, it was good to talk about this. I'm really excited about my new PC. I want to talk about that. I talked about that, and I think we're good. But yeah, I care about this game. I do. I did some writing this morning about Stellaris. Is like, as much crap as I give it, I love this game. I do. There is no other game like it. And I really want it to do well, and it just makes me sad how little love it gets. It gets so much less love than it deserves. I think if Paradox just swallowed their pride, started lowering their prices, and started paying attention to some of the quality of life problems that are in this game right now, I think really that they could make this game resurgent in a way like never before. That it would probably make headlines. I mean, look at developers like Larian Studios and other developers like them that are paving the way right now. They're saying, you know what? We could do things that way, but we're not gonna. because we have integrity, because we have honor, we have character and values, and we don't believe in killing the goose. It's really nice to see that people like that not only still exist, but that they're growing stronger and they're getting attention now. You know? So I think I'm all for that. And that's about as political as I'm going to get. I think it's safe to say that, considering, you know, and you know, I haven't met a single person that has said that Baldur's Gate 3 is a bad game. I've not met one person who said that. You know, or any of these other bangers that have come out. Space Marine 2. They have not, other than making it live service. They couldn't have made the game better. They really couldn't have. It's a very awesome game. In fact, I'm actually probably going to try it again now that I've got a better rig, because my friend, he didn't like it that much. But he could tell it was because of his rig, and he got a better graphics card recently, and he's having a great time with it now. So maybe with this rig, I'll have a better time with it, because the graphics are way better on this computer than on my last one. So, but anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. Again, tell me what you think. I don't know if I'll be chopping this up or not. If I do, it's going to be a while. You know, I'm still working with this format, still feeling it out, still getting a rhythm down. I do want to say this. Now that I have this computer, now that the stream was successful and everything is good. By the way, I released a video this morning to members. It's going to be public in a few days. So look for that. It's going to be about Shadow Ring. It's my ranking of Shadow Ring. But after that, I'm going to be doing a theme build ripped from one of my last stream, the Vampire Technocracy stream. So look for that as well. That's going to be good. And I'm, now that I've got my computer, now that all this money stuff has been handled and settled, and I've organized my finances, I've gotten a lot of things that I had to take care of that were demanded my time away from YouTube, taken care of. My next goal here is to bust my ass and get backlogged all the way to September so that you guys don't even miss me, other than maybe my streams when I'm in America between June and July. So that's my current plans for the channel, and I do plan on possibly, you know, looking into doing this format with some other games as well, and seeing if I can kind of double up and, you know, cover 2 different games at once. I don't want to do more than that though. But the Stellaris content will not change, especially if I backlog till September. Then you know what? Maybe I will fuck around and start making some content for another game, in addition to the Stellaris releases that I have. How would you guys feel about that? I think that's a win-win. I don't really see how anybody would have a problem with that. Because, and if you do, if you just want me to do Stellaris and nothing else, and you just want me to be locked into that, no. That's my answer. No, I'm not doing that. Because I like other games besides Stellaris. So, you know? Yeah, my answer is no to that. You want me to pigeonhole? No, I'm not going to pigeonhole, but I will commit to it. I am committed to Stellaris. That I can do. So I hope that clears things up. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time.